Today we need to talk about fans not recognizing Jungkook at first during a video and what happened there. I want to get into fans spotting Jungkook allegedly dating his backup dancer and why people think that, and then I want to get into Jungkook kissing at a show. So hey Dumplings, it's David. Decide hate it or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Grab your dumpling and taste spilling mug merch and let's go. We need to talk about Jungkook at Music Bank. If you are unaware, Jungkook is currently in the midst of doing his promotion and doing a press tour. I say press tour because I don't know what else to call it, but it's basically just him going on shows and then performing his new songs. This is very exciting. However, it is very stressful and time consuming. For the most part, artists are not just going to show up at the day of taping with the live audience and then just perform. They're usually going to need to do a rehearsal with that stage and those dancers, and so Jungkook had the opportunity to go and do rehearsal for Music Bank. Huge show in Korea. He knew that a lot of fans were likely going to show because the rehearsal date, I believe, was put on an official calendar or something. And not only did a bunch of fans show up, but so did several really big reporters. This likely makes me believe that HYBE had put out a press release for Jungkook's rehearsal, so Jungkook could have some additional press. Jungkook not only just showed up and said hi, which he normally does so graciously, he also got a food truck specifically for fans that showed up. It was like his gift to them. So before we get into people who show up at rehearsals or Jungkook events are all stalkers, let's talk about moments in which reporters are there too. These are events that the idol wants fans and reporters to show up to. But I want to talk about the gift a little bit because it's amazing. This was not a cheap gift, but one that likely cost a lot of money. The armies that showed up could have gone to this Jungkook decked out food truck. I believe they were just giving out things for free, but everyone got a beautiful box with a drink, macaroons, and a bunny cupcake with 3D glasses on them. So you can obviously tell these are not things that are just last minute gifts, but it's something that was actually put together with thought. The drinks are purple, the box is beautiful, it likely was designed for ARMY by Jungkook, and ARMYs love to show up to fan gatherings with cute gifts like this, so this was Jungkook's way of participating in the fan culture and also giving away some gifts. I don't know how many people got this, but there was another set of people that got a Calvin Klein box with some CK items in there. And I'm sure these didn't really cost Jungkook much, as I would assume the company gave those away, or maybe if Jungkook just gets a lot of free items from CK, he decided to give them away. But anyway, he was really trying to make this rehearsal for Music Bank a big event and make it an event that was specifically designed for the people who showed up. There was even a reporter who had set up a whole camera and tripod situation and then left a note on the tripod to specifically say what they wanted Jungkook to do. The sign asked Jungkook to make eye contact with the camera and give a kiss. He looked at the camera, winked, and then blew a kiss. People were actually so excited and laughing over the cuteness of this and loved that Jungkook actually decided to blow a kiss, and now we have Jungkook kissing at Music Bank. I'm sure this clip was posted on social media and there were a lot of people who loved that Jungkook was sending kisses to everyone. Jungkook has been very active on social media as well, so I'm sure he has been able to see the videos himself too. He recently has been doing dance videos online, and it's another thing that fans have been freaking out about. He recently did a dance video with TXT. It was posted on TXT's TikTok account, and people thought he was the fourth member of TXT. So if you're unaware, people always say that Jungkook looks like he could be one of the members of TXT. And Jungkook has been online a lot more lately, which I will talk about more later, so you likely saw that. And I guess decided to become one of the members of TXT. So when Jungkook had the opportunity to do a dance with TXT, he took it, and many of the fans were shocked to see it because first, it didn't look like Jungkook. They were all dancing the song Chasing That Feeling, and people thought that he was Taehyung. Currently, Taehyung has a similar hairstyle, so that makes sense. But people were writing comments saying that when they were scrolling, they really thought that Taehyung looked so much like Jungkook today, and then realized it was in fact Jungkook. And then others were saying that Taehyung apparently looked like a little broader today, so they were wondering why, and it turns out it's Jungkook. It's very fun to see the members interact with other groups and especially interact with the soon-to-be next BTS. And I'm not saying this as someone is going to literally be the exact same as BTS, but I mean in terms of success and fame, it's expected that TXT will likely take over within the next same amount of time. However, of course, the success that BTS has gotten has been very much one in a generation or a lifetime type of thing. And there likely will be a new artist that will overtake BTS and overtake the other artists that are currently successful right now, but but it likely won't be until way after BTS is done. Oftentimes, a new artist will only start to take over when fans have nothing left of the old artist to support, because the old artist has stepped down, and so then those people can all move over to support someone else, and that's how that happens. Honestly, I full-heartedly believe a lot of ARMYs were One Direction supporters, and when One Direction disbanded, those people used their spare time to support BTS. TXT will also have a very bright future ahead of them, with role models like the BTS members sort of lighting their way for them. Jungkook has remained someone who is in TXT's life very much, and of course, long after Jungkook or any member may choose to leave the spotlight, they will still be there for TXT or any other group that is a part of HYBE. And speaking of stepping out of the spotlight, it might be something that Jungkook would eventually think about, because being in the spotlight is extremely stressful. Jungkook was at Music Bank, as I said earlier, for the rehearsal, and a lot of the backup dancers had come out to talk about their experience working with Jungkook. They ended up posting some photos and stuff of the rehearsal and of them all over TikTok. Jungkook didn't really appear in them, or at least the ones that I saw he didn't, and this is likely because Jungkook, being someone who is busy and has those big reporters and fans waiting outside for him, he wouldn't be able to linger around and grab a drink with the dancers. This is kind of important, so keep that in mind. Jungkook, I guess, was scrolling on TikTok and found the photos and stuff that the backup dancers posted, and he left a comment. This is twofold. One, he wants to be a part of the conversation and let the dancers and the audience know that he loves the dancers and everyone's effort, because the comment was saying that he acknowledges everyone has worked really hard. The other reason for him to leave a comment is because he is not in it. He doesn't want people to think that he's a jerk and one of those people who leaves without saying goodbye. It's a really big deal for people on set to say goodbye to everyone. I'm not really sure why, but the crew looks at it as obnoxious if you don't say goodbye to everyone. And I don't see it as a big deal, because oftentimes you just meet each other for literally one day and you never see each other again. So it's not like y'all are super close friends. And I say this as it's a big deal for even the cameraman to not say goodbye to the makeup artist. Obviously, if you're the talent and you're singing together with the other talent and all of that, you probably should say bye, but anyway, that's my rant. But it's interesting because since Jungkook left this comment, people were thinking that Jungkook must be dating his backup dancer. There's been rumors for a long time that Jungkook is dating his staff. It's just something that people think. And the main reason is because they can't imagine a 26-year-old not dating. But then they realize that Jungkook is famous and it would be inconvenient to date a non-famous person or date a famous person. So they assume, well, the easiest way for BTS to have a relationship is through their staff. And then that idea, coupled with the fact that female staff always seems to shelter from the camera, makes it even more seem like they're trying to hide a relationship. But they're sheltering from the camera because they'll just get death threats for being a girl. But anyway, it's believed since Jungkook made an effort to leave a comment that he must be dating one of the dancers or whatever. I think this is a ridiculous assumption. He is obviously just being professional and dancing. There's no dating involved. You can definitely have a professional relationship with people. Like, this is a real thing. When you're in an entertainment industry, everyone wants a piece of you. It's actually quite refreshing and nice for people to just treat the job as a job and not try to befriend the idol or sleep with the idol. It's okay to be a fan or just be someone that works for the idol. Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out Patreon for more videos. Link down below. Thanks, just leave a comment right here. Love you. Bye.